Good morning and thanks for choosing Fox 10 News on this Saturday morning. I am Gianni Navarro and I'm joined by meteorologist Matt Barentine. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Gianni, and welcome to the show. The weather may not be all that welcoming to you or to anybody else. I mean, my kid's going to be playing soccer today, so I got to go sit out in this mess. So it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be drizzly and rainy throughout a good bit of the day. At least, though, nothing here is severe. It's going to be dreary, yes. It's going to be chilly, yeah. But, you know, nothing here is severe or, you know, that's going to be all that crazy here for us today. But just be aware that the rain is out there. And the good news is the heaviest part of it's what we're looking at right now. I believe as we go through the day, it'll get a little bit lighter. But still, this morning, it's coming down pretty good in spots. You can see right across the Mobile Metro, it's pretty light. You go down Highway 98 towards Fairhope, though, you got some pretty decent showers. Same deal over here around Stapleton, headed down 59 to Loxley, pretty decent shower there. Southern Baldwin County, pretty good coverage right now. So just anticipate running into some rain out here as you get started here on your day. Heavier rain right now south of Milton there on I-10, getting a pretty decent shower there. So sort of heavier rain kind of mixed in, but even where the radar doesn't, looks like there's some holes in it, there's likely some mist still in the air. So it's just kind of crummy outside here for us this morning, and this will continue. We're going to continue seeing this through the day. Though, like I said, though, it should lighten up a bit as we get later in the day. That's noontime. Yeah, look at that. Like, oh, look, that means it's dry. Once again, not necessarily. The futurecast, the models aren't going to pick up that mist in the air, okay? So there'll be some of that around as well. So even if it's not actively, you know, raining hard enough to use the windshield wipers, there'll likely still be some mist around. So just throughout the day, and then as we go into the evening, things will quiet down here for us, and the rain will eventually, in the mist, will turn off too. Temperatures, it's cool. It's in the 40s, so it's not freezing outside, but you factor in that light rain. Man, it's just not very comfortable, very clammy outside. 46 in Mobile, 48 in Pensacola. Here's your planner as we go through the day. And you can see those rain chances. They're highest in the morning. They do come down during the day, but once again, this is 30 to 40% of getting enough to need your windshield wipers. There's going to be mist around throughout the day. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s this morning. We'll get into the 50s by this afternoon. Should be in the mid 50s at times in the middle of the afternoon. So that's what we're looking at for today. Just going to have to deal with it. It's just going to be kind of like I said, not a pretty day. Tomorrow it gets better. Details on that coming up.
All right, thank you, Matt. New on Fox 10, 4 people now charged with felony murder in the killing of 21-year-old Bradley Nall. 22-year-old Julian Sullivan turning himself in yesterday morning following the arrests of Selena Tisdale, Mary Butler, and DeMarcus Reynolds. Newly released court documents showing Nall and Tisdale, who were dating, had been arguing in the days before he was killed. Investigators believe the morning of his murder, Tisdale, Butler, and Reynolds were with 3 other men, one of them possibly Sullivan. Those records reveal both Butler and Reynolds allegedly drove the other suspects to and from the scene. At this point, it's not clear if any of the 4 suspects have been charged, shot Nall. Police say evidence from the scene shows there may have been multiple shooters. New developments in a deadly officer-involved shooting. A teenage robbery suspect dead, his brother denied bond. Police say Tyree Webster helped Trey Webster intimidate a witness in his case by shooting at them. A Mobile SWAT team attempting to arrest both of them yesterday at a home on Lakewood Drive. Shortly after officers arrived, they say Trey Webster came out of his room opening fire on the SWAT team. Instead, he shot his mother's foot. Then the teenager was killed when officers returned fire. Tyree Webster was taken in peacefully. He's scheduled to be back in court Monday. The SWAT officer involved is now on paid leave, pending the outcome of an internal investigation. A Mobile nurse accused of paying one of his patients to kill his girlfriend will be held guilty for his crime. The Alabama Court of Criminal Appeals affirming Stephen Mason's life sentence yesterday. According to evidence at trial, Mason paid Adam Miller $2,700 to shoot Kalia Morris at a Mobile apartment complex in 2015. Miller agreed to testify against Mason in 2019. He was sentenced to 20 years for his part in the crime. The FBI arresting a Pensacola man for his part in last month's riots on Capitol Hill. According to agents, Tristan Stevens is accused of assault, violent entry into a restricted federal building, and other charges. He's the second person from Pensacola to be arrested for participating in the siege, according to the FBI's Jacksonville office. Jesus Rivera facing several charges as well in connection with the assault on the Capitol building. The state of Alabama Department of Public Health getting ready to launch mass vaccination sites around the state. Mobile is one of 8 cities where this will start on Monday. State officials hope this will help ramp up the vaccination efforts. There will be 4 locations in Mobile. They will be by appointment only, and the dates and times vary by location. Now, we have specific information on our website, but take a look at where they will be. Day Spring Baptist Church on Cody Road, Pro Health Fitness Center on Mobile Infirmary Boulevard, the Mobile Civic Center, and Spring Hill Medical Center. Alabama State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris says the state expects to start receiving 10,000 more doses a week from an increase ordered by the Biden administration. In addition, the state is pulling vaccine delivered to hospitals.
We're very excited about being able to do that. The plan is to hopefully have each one of those 8 cities give at least 1,000 a day, every day, for 5 days next week.
It should be noted that vaccinations already have been given out daily at the Civic Center, and this week that site reached a milestone, 1,000 doses a day. Well, a new group of people allowed to get the vaccine in Baldwin County for the first time today. Thomas Hospital giving out 1,500 shots, this time to people 65 and up. It's the most shots given out at a single event in Baldwin County since it began getting the vaccine. Thomas Hospital is hosting the clinic at 3 Circle Church in Fairhope, and shots will be given from 9 until 3. Chuck Steele drove from Summerdale to check out the site yesterday. He's almost 74, his wife 71.
I'm very eager. I've lost 3 friends in the last 2 months that are my age that I went to Troy with that have died. And it's rough. When it comes home, people believe it.
The parking lot opened at 7 o'clock. It holds about 400 cars at a time. So as cars leave, more will be allowed in. Keep in mind, Fairhope Police will not allow anyone to park on the shoulder of Highway 104. Also, healthcare workers and first responders are still allowed to get their shots there. Another vaccination event across the Bay being pushed back due to severe weather. Now, if you are planning to go to the clinic at Belsall Middle School in Mount Vernon tomorrow, you'll have to wait until Monday. Health experts will be giving out the first dose Moderna shot to those included under Alabama's expanded eligibility guidelines. The drive-through event will be from 9 in the morning until 2. The Pentagon is deploying the military to help Americans get vaccinated faster. This as the Biden administration floats the idea of sending a mask to every American. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Seri has the latest.
The FDA has scheduled a public meeting with independent experts on February 26 to evaluate Johnson & Johnson's application for emergency use of its 1-dose vaccine. Although the shots came in behind existing vaccines in preventing overall disease in clinical trials, experts are nonetheless optimistic because Johnson & Johnson's candidate appears to prevent the worst outcomes of COVID-19.
In the South African study, as well as all of the others, there were essentially no hospitalizations or deaths.
According to the CDC, the U.S. has distributed more than 57 million vaccine doses, but 39% have yet to be administered. It's suspected vaccination sites are still holding second doses in reserve, despite assurances from federal health officials that there's enough vaccine in the pipeline. Politico reports a fractured tracking system makes it difficult to account for all doses in real time. Today, the Pentagon announced it will deploy more than 1,000 active duty service members to assist state vaccination sites. And the Biden administration plans to use the Defense Production Act to ramp up American manufacturing of vaccines and personal protective equipment.
Right now, we just don't have enough gloves. We're nearly 100% reliant on overseas manufacturers to export to us, our country's surgical gloves that protect healthcare workers. And that's unacceptable, and we're using all of our authorities to fix it.
Although the administration is still working to meet demand for vaccines and frontline medical supplies, it is also revisiting the idea of providing free face masks to every American.
The public health agencies recommended it. President Trump vetoed it for some reason. We want to get this back on track. I hope in the next few days or next week we may be able to announce some progress on this.
This afternoon, the CDC published a study showing states that imposed mask mandates saw hospitalization growth rates decline by as much as 5.5 percentage points. New daily cases of COVID-19 have decreased 61% since their peak on January 8th. Federal health officials say it's too early to know for sure whether this is the result of increased vaccination and masking or just moving beyond all of those holiday get-togethers in December. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.